Hey everybody, The Real Deal here. I've got the Star Trek Blu-ray 50th Anniversary Collection. I want to open this up and take a look at what's in here and kind of talk about what this includes and talk about if you should buy this or not, in my humble opinion. So, what is in this set? This is the original 50 years of the original 5-year mission that changed the world, with the biggest, most comprehensive Star Trek collection ever released on Blu-ray, with over 20 hours of special features. So, this has got the original Star Trek series, it's got the animated series for the first time on Blu-ray, and then it's got all 6 of the original cast movies, including the director's cut and theatrical version of The Wrath of Khan. It's got a Star Trek: The Journey to the Silver Screen, which I believe is exclusive to this set. And then it's got an insignia badge and then cover art and everything, and you can kind of see it there. And we're going to open it up and take a look. So we'll open it up and take a look and see what's in here. And then I'll talk a little bit about, you know, the new stuff. It says it's the most comprehensive collection, and it is, I guess, the most comprehensive collection of the original series released. But there's a few things that are missing that aren't necessarily deal breakers. Where can I cut this so I'm not ruining the whole thing here? But it's a few things probably worth mentioning that may affect your decision to purchase this set. Now, I obviously thought it was worth purchasing because here I am opening it up for you here. So let's see what's in here, and we'll go through kind of the discs, and we'll talk a little bit about it there. So it comes in this really cool case. What's really neat is the plastic on the outside has them kind of like the original cast there in the teleporter mode, but you pull this off and it kind of takes that teleporter stuff off. So that's a pretty neat design decision. And this is a really nice looking box. It's really nice, solid packaging there. So for display purposes, this looks great. So now let's see what is actually in here. And how does this open up? I think, okay, it looks like this slides out. So that's really nice. You've got the Enterprise there. It's got the Star Trek 50th anniversary pin there, which is pretty neat. I kind of want to leave that in there. I don't really want to pull it out, but you can see it's the 50th anniversary collectible pin. And that, the insignia badge there, that is exclusive to this. So you won't get that anywhere else. And you got the little Enterprise packaging there. It looks like you get a nice plastic case for the discs there. So let's see. Okay, so this doesn't really come out, but this comes out here. So what is this? Okay. So again, overall, I mean, I'll go through it, but it looks like the packaging on this is really, really nicely done. So this is the Star Trek Original Motion Picture Collection. And you know what? Oh, see, that's nice. You got the little gadgets and everything. The tricorder phaser, that sort of thing. So that's cool. We'll talk about the movies in a minute. I want to get to the other stuff first. So I'm gonna put that aside for a minute because the movies are kind of where I have the caveats with this set that I kind of want to go over. But here we go. This is Star Trek the original series and Star Trek the animated series. So, and again, the packaging just looks really, really nice. I like the design of it. I like that it's got the kind of foil ships there. It's really nice. And then it's in this really nice plastic case. And again, that looks really, really cool. Well, that kind of gives you a breakdown of what's on each disc there. I don't know if you can kind of see that. I'm really digging the artwork on this too. I think it's really nice. And then everything is housed together here in this big plastic thing here that I don't want to break. But you can see there's some really nice artwork on all the discs. So that's cool. And what's nice is, I don't know if you can see it, each disc shows you on the bottom what episodes are on the disc. So I think that's a really nice little detail there. You also have the list here, you know, if you're looking for a specific episode that you want to watch, and it also tells you what the special features are. I don't think the camera's doing a great job of picking that up. But you get the idea. It tells you what's on each disc and what what special features are on each disc. And this houses the original series, and it's also got the animated series in here. Now, as far as the actual content and quality of these Blu-rays, the original series, they did, see, I have another set like this where this just kind of pops out, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's the design of these cases. It just kind of doesn't really sit in there that well. But it is a pretty solid plastic case, and you get a bunch of stuff in there, and I like that they're not in like, sometimes they do like paper cardboard sleeves, and they're impossible to pull out, and it's a huge pain in the neck, so, you know, we're not dealing with that, so that's nice. Now, the original series 1 through, you know, seasons 1 through 3, those are the same as the other Blu-rays that are already out there. So if you already own the original series on Blu-ray, you're getting the same thing in here. But the quality of those was fantastic. They did a great job with the original series Blu-rays. There's a ton of awesome special features on there. The episodes are remastered. They look fantastic. So there really isn't too much to complain about with the original series. So if you don't have it, you know, you're getting the same quality stuff in here. So they really couldn't really have done too much to improve on them. So I'm happy with that. The animated series, it's awesome that it's available in HD for the first time. It looked great on DVD, so I'm sure it's going to look even better in HD. The animated series is going to be available separately. So if you're buying this set just for the animated series, you don't have to. It is nice that they've already announced that you are going to be able to get the animated series separately. So that's something worth mentioning as we talk about more and get into more about whether this is something you should own or not. So, original series, Blu-rays are great. Animated series, it looks like the Blu-rays are going to be awesome. Really cool that it's included in here. And again, awesome that you kind of, you know, if you're buying this big enough set, you get a nice little, you get to watch the animated series in HD early before everybody else can buy it separately. So, okay. Now we've got, let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to look at this too, because these look like the prints. They're a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. So we're going to look at that. All right? So, now, let's talk about the movies, okay? The cool thing about this is it's got all 6 movies, so that's great. And it's got the brand new Star Trek II Collector's Edition Blu-ray that they put out. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. They just recently released a Blu-ray with the director's cut of the movie and the theatrical version of the movie. And I confirmed online, this is the corrected version of the disc. The original release had a mastering error where they messed up one of the scenes. I think they had the same scene of Sulu twice or something like that. And they accidentally removed another scene by mistake. It was very brief. I don't think it really made a huge deal. But of course, you know, you want the movie in its correct version. I want to see everything the way it's supposed to be seen. So they had a disc replacement program. If you have that, if you're watching this and you're like, damn it, I didn't know that I have that original disc. They have a disc replacement program. You can find the information online. You can send your disc in, get a corrected version of it. The nice thing is you don't have to do this with this. They have the correct version in here already. So you can see, again, nice Blu-ray case here. It's a little nicer than the clear plastic case that everything else is in. I like that the discs don't come out. And again, you got some really nice artwork on these discs here. Now, and we'll take a look at the prints in a minute too. Now, the caveats I have with this, the things you want to consider with the movies, oh, and there's the bonus disc there, all right? So this bonus disc, this is the only disc that's exclusive to this set. Has a documentary on it, The Journey to the Silver Screen, detailing how Star Trek went from a TV series that got canceled to become a motion picture and kind of turn into this huge franchise. And I think it's got a few other things on there too. Now, what is missing from this? There's two, I think, bigger things missing from this. Okay, well, maybe three things that we should talk about. So the first thing is Star Trek the Motion Picture. A few years ago on DVD, they put out Star Trek the Motion Picture, the Director's Edition, where they went back and kind of sort of did a director's cut of the movie. They didn't really call it a director's cut, but they redid some of the special effects. They added some scenes and kind of made it, slightly better. I know Star Trek the Motion Picture isn't exactly everybody's favorite Star Trek movie, so they went back and kind of redid it. That version is not on this disc, which kind of sucks, but I guess they didn't feel like spending the money to upgrade it to HD, which it's the 50th anniversary, so if they're not going to do it now, I don't know when they would do it, but so that sucks that that's missing. If they really wanted to make this comprehensive, it would have been nice to have that on here. That said, the DVD of it is real cheap on Amazon. You can get a used copy for like $3 plus shipping, $2 plus shipping. If you want a new copy, I think it's like $30, so it is a little more if you want a brand new one. But I think you can find it on eBay for cheaper too. So it's not super hard to find, and you can add it to your collection for relatively cheap. So there is that if you really want to own that version of the movie. Still, would have been nice to have that here. The other one is, I know Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, when they put that out on home video, that's another one that they went back and added some scenes and changed some shots and did sorts of, a few different things to add to it. That's not on here either. This is the original theatrical version of the movie. Some people may not even realize that they did a home video version of it. But again, if you want the quote-unquote home video version with the extra scenes and that sort of thing, that I think is like $7 on Amazon right now for the DVD version of it. So for roughly $10-15 more, you can add those two versions of the movie to your collection, albeit on DVD, not on HD Blu-ray. And that kind of sucks that they're not in here. So it is what it is. Does that bother you that they're not on here so much so that you wouldn't pick up this set? I don't know. I mean, that's really your call. To me, it's not a huge deal breaker. Would have been nice to have them here, but this is such a nice set that the exclusion of those two little things doesn't really bother me that much. The other thing we should talk about is that they went back and did an amazing remaster of Star Trek II, but none of these other movies have been remastered since a few years ago. So the prints look good. It's not like they're like really awful VHS quality or something like that, but still would have been nice to have some new transfers of the movies on here. But c'est la vie, they're not on here. So again, could they have did they do a nice job with this? Absolutely. This is really nice looking. Could they have done a better job and included a few more things to make this really comprehensive and really definitive for the fans? Absolutely, yes, they could have. And it is worth mentioning because it will bother some people that those things aren't on here. But I personally, I don't think it's a huge deal because of everything else that you get with this set. Oh, and we should also mention Generations is not in here. Star Trek Generations, which obviously featured the Next Generation cast and some of the original cast, that isn't on here. But I guess it's not technically all of the original cast. And again, Generations is available elsewhere for relatively cheap. So if you want to add that to your collection, it would have been nice to have it here because that was Kirk's final on-screen appearance. But again, that's not here either. So it's a little weird that... Oh, look, this does pop out. Okay, we get a better look at that. So I think they knocked it out of the park with the original series. They knocked it out of the park with the animated series, and they get like, maybe like a B for the movies because they could have included a few other things that would have really made the fans happy. Now, of course, I can't get this damn thing back in. All right, well, let's not spend the entire video trying to put that back in. All right, so the other nice thing that you get with this that's exclusive to this set is you get these really nice prints, and they're way bigger than I thought they were going to be. These are really, really nice. Let's go ahead and back these up so you can actually get a good look at these. Let's move the camera there. So that's Star Trek the Motion Picture. The human adventure is just beginning is what it says on top there, which is hard to read. You've got Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. That looks really, really cool. At the end of the universe lies the beginning of vengeance. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. A dying planet. A fight for life. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home with the whales. Catastrophe in the future can only be averted by a journey into Earth's past. Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, The Power is Within You. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, The Battle for Peace has begun. That's really neat. I think that's my favorite one. So these are really, really nice. This is a nice little bonus that you get these kind of little, they're nice cardboard stock. They're not cheap. You know, and these are nice kind of frameable little posters. So that is a very nice bonus too, to be included with this 50th anniversary set. So, bearing all that in mind, is this something you should buy? Well, that depends. The movies and the original series discs, no, I can't get these back in here either. All right, well, we'll leave these out. I'll deal with that later. So here's the thing. If you already own most of this, like if you own the original series and you own the movies on Blu-ray, there really is no reason for you to pick this up because you're not really getting anything new disc-wise aside from that documentary that's on there. So, and the animated series, if you're going to pick this up just because you want the animated series on Blu-ray, you can get that separately as well. So if you already own the original series and the movies, if you really, really want that bonus disc and you really want that insignia pin and the artwork there, those cool prints, that's really the only reason you're going to pick this up. So how bad do you want this? And do you want to spend, because this set's right now, it's around, I think $175 to $200, depending on where you look at it online. So which isn't a bad price for all this stuff, but for that amount of money, you're not getting a whole lot of new stuff if you already own this. However, if you don't own this and you want to get all the original series stuff, I think this is an absolutely must buy. I think this is something you should definitely get. I don't think you should let the fact that a few different versions of the movies are missing from this, especially because they're pretty readily available and they're pretty cheaply available, because everything you get on here is great. And I don't, with the 50th anniversary, I don't really see them in the near future releasing a new Blu-ray version of any of the other movies. So if you're trying to hold out for, you know, the original motion picture director's edition on HD, I don't know. If they weren't going to do it for this, I don't think they're going to do it. So I think you're going to have to make do with the DVD version that's out there. So I think if you don't own any of this Star Trek stuff, if you're like me and you were thinking about getting it on Blu-ray, you never quite got around to it, waiting for a good sale and never picked up the original series, never quite picked up the movies, this is an amazing box set. It's awesome that they put everything together for somebody who wants to just pick up all of the Star Trek original series stuff, and boom, you got it all here. So I personally think it's a really great set. With those few caveats I mentioned notwithstanding, I think this is a really awesome set. I think it's really nice packaging. I think it displays well. I think they threw in a couple of neat little bonuses here. And I think it's a really nice set, I have to be honest. So I think it's definitely worth buying if you don't own any of this stuff. And I think if you do own it, the original series, or you own the movies, or maybe you own most of the movies, well, just buy those separately then, and wait for the animated series and buy that separately. Don't spend a bunch of money just to get a bonus disc, especially since I'm sure you'll be able to find that documentary online or something like that. I would imagine anyway. So there you go. That's what I think about this Star Trek set. Let me know what you think in the comments. You think I'm off base? You think I should... I'm wrong. Nobody should buy this. It's terrible. I don't think so, but let me know. Let me know what you think. If you have a difference of opinion, or if I missed something, if there's something else you should know about this set that I didn't mention that's worth mentioning, let me know in the comments, because it's an expensive box set. So I want you guys to make an informed decision when you are purchasing this thing. So I like it. I think it's awesome. And I think if you don't own these, you should get it. That is my final verdict there. So again, hope you enjoyed it. I've got lots of other videos on the channel. Check out, I have a Blu-ray playlist, so you should check that out. And I've got lots of other videos on the channel too, so I hope you like and subscribe and share. And I hope you check out the links in the description for the other stuff I'm up to on eBay, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon. And I hope you like and subscribe and share. And thank you so much for watching. Keep on collecting.